Hello friends, welcome to your practice. Lovely to have you here today to share the mat together. This practice will be something to just enlighten and rejuvenate and inspire and just find that inner place of peace while also bringing a little goodness and bliss to the body, because truly, you know, as Americans, well, any culture, it really doesn't matter where you are at this point, we all work very hard, and a lot of what we're going through mentally, physically, emotionally is such challenging, conflicting work that yoga doesn't need to be about more work anymore. And yoga has at different points been about powering hard and strong and getting into crazy poses, but I think yoga is becoming more about getting still, getting quiet, tuning in, centering, and finding that stable, neutral place where we can feel good, be accepted, feel welcome, feel like we're receiving and giving to ourselves when sometimes the world can't give to us. So I think coming to the mat, we're not gonna see it anymore as a way to work out and go hard. Let's let this be something to soften us, to inspire us, to bless us, and to help us bless others, because really that's all that the world needs right now, and most of all, that's what we need. And I know our families need it too. So thank you, welcome, and let's begin. So let's go ahead and get started today in child's pose, a little bit different. If child's pose isn't comfortable, I encourage you to find a block or a blanket and find a way to lift yourself a little bit off the floor for a more comfortable position. Traditional child's pose, you might find the toes curled if you need a little more support, or you can, and for a nice stretch, or you can bring the toes down flat. We'll find the hips toward the heels, bend into the elbows, forearms draw down. You might find a block, or maybe you can sink down toward the floor. If this is much on the knees, find a cushion, find a little bit more support. Let's see if we can sink the forehead down to the earth and just come into a relaxed, at ease, take a little movement, a little wiggle. Make sure you find something that feels good for you. I might bring my arms out a little wider, a little nice little stretch. So I'm going to bring my arms out. I'm going to sink my head down, chin toward the chest, and see if I can find a rock side to side. See if you can find your breath and follow your inhale through the nose. Your exhale out the mouth. On your next inhale, press into the earth. Bring your gaze up toward your fingers, hands, palms, pressing in, lifting up. And just noticing when you're crunching your neck. I just did it to myself, but just reminding yourself at any point, you know, so just gently bringing yourself back. We'll walk the hands over to the left. We'll see if we can sink down toward the earth. Maybe the chin draws toward the chest, maybe the forehead draws down, or maybe you find a block or a pillow. Just see where you can go here. Allowing if you're on the left, you're going to notice a nice, long, deep stretch on that right side. On your next inhale, press in. Lift your gaze, so press in with that left hand or both hands for right now. Lift your gaze just slightly. Maybe find that chin down. Maybe you can reach that right fingertips forward, get a little bit more of that stretch. And then exhale, we'll relax back down, tucking the chin toward the chest. Maybe the forehead finds the floor. Big inhale, exhale, release. Let's walk over to the center, over toward the right side of the mat. Find your hands down toward the earth. Maybe you can sink your heart toward your thighs, chin toward your chest, forehead to the floor. Let your breath find your left side body stretch. Find yourself sinking deeper in your exhale, finding space in your inhale. On your next breath, press into the earth, lift your gaze just slightly. Maybe you can draw the left hand up, reaching through the fingertips just a little further, just a little more. Exhale, release, let it go. Find the earth just once more. One breath here. And then we'll walk back to center. Let's lift up a little bit, get some space here. Woo. Go ahead and bring your hands forward a little bit and see if you can find some room there. Those hip flexors as you draw those hips toward the earth here. Get a little low and find a little space here to counter all that deep bend in. Maybe you might draw it back and just find a deep, long stretch. Inhale, we'll draw forward, maybe a little bend in the elbows. Or actually, for me, I like the elbows long on this one. We got the hands underneath the shoulders. Let's see if we can sink that pelvis forward. Maybe we open and lift the chest just a little, but take it one step at a time. See what feels right. Draw back, hips toward the heels. Maybe the chin sinks toward the chest again, forehead toward the floor. Big, long side body, back body, maybe a little rock. And then drawing forward, lifting forward. We'll bring the hips forward, hands pressing into the earth as you draw the pelvis down, heart up, shoulders back, chin toward the sky, bending into your elbows. And as we're bending in, you might bend in. I said keep them long. Really, it's about what you want to do here, because there's two different ways to do this. This could be like a high cobra, or this could be an up dog. So really, it's how you want to do it and what's comfortable for you. We'll draw back one last time. Woo. And then let's walk the hands back, come onto our knees, maybe find a nice curl into your toes. We'll find the hips down toward the heels. Take just a moment to relax into the shoulders, hands relax down. Find your inhale through the nose. Exhale, relax into the shoulders, the jaw. I have all this fresh air coming toward me. I hope you get the honor of having such a blessing through your practice today. If not, just enjoy See, there's always the conflict, or not the conflict, I'm sorry, there's always the yin and the yang, right? So we make room for both, and that's what this practice really is about, is to make room so that we're available to whatever arises. Go ahead and find your breath. Maybe sitting up tall, relaxing into the shoulders. See if you can sink the chin down toward the chest. Inhale, we'll draw the chin up about 2 inches. Inhale, draw the nose up. Exhale, back down. And draw the chin back toward the chest, 2 inches over on the right side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. Chin toward the chest. Gaze comes center. On your next inhale, let's sweep the arms up, palms draw up, hips draw up as we lift the arms up toward the sky. Hopefully you can see my fingers on this one. It's a little tough to see. Maybe I can face you. If you don't see my fingers, just, you know what, I'll take a little cactus for you. So we'll draw up, hips draw forward. Maybe you can bring the gaze up. Maybe the triceps can come around the ears for a little back bend. And then as you exhale, bend down, cactus, find your hips toward your heels. Inhale, draw up, palms touch, gaze draws up, hips draws forward, triceps around the ears. Exhale, bend into the elbows, draw out, cactus arms. We'll do that one more time. Inhale up. And exhale, we'll come all the way back down into our child's pose. Just tucking back in here for just a moment. Inhale back up. We'll find a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. On the next inhale, go ahead and draw your crown back as your tailbone draws back and lifts. And let's see, our upper body's always leading. Our mind is always telling us the next instruction and what to do, and that going back to that to-do list. So let's see if we can let our hips lead. So first of all, so instead of taking that cat-cow, let's just go ahead. So sorry to change that up on you. Let's get a little roll into the hips here. One way and then the other. I just realized to just bring that focus down a little bit. out of the mind. The mind's thinking and analyzing, and it's almost like programs. You know, we're getting out of the program and just into being, into our beingness. So find those hips. And now that we got our own attention, we can bring those hips neutral, draw the crown forward, press into the earth, tailbone draws away, and then starting with the tailbone, lift and draw that tailbone back, and then follow throughout the body as it waves forward, and then drawing the heart followed by the crown of the head last. Then starting at the tailbone, drawing in first, and then all the way up through the body, crown draws in last. Inhale, tailbone first, drawing back and up, lifting the heart and then the head. Exhale, tailbone draws in, roll through the spine, tucking in to the chest. Last one, follow your breath. Inhale, up and open. And exhale, draw in. Maybe a little wiggle. Go ahead, press back. Let's bring the hands back to either side. Flip the palms up. Maybe your cheek comes down to the earth, or you find your forehead down to the earth. Wiggle into the fingers. Inhale, we'll sweep up, lift up. Let's find that reach. Maybe we'll find that back bend. Maybe you can find your goddess Kali Mudra, the Charlie's Angels. Reach back. Exhale, forward, sweeping the arms out. Let's bring the hands all the way behind. Maybe hooking thumbs, whatever works here. We're only here for just a second. Then we follow our breath. Inhale, lift up, hips forward, arms draw back. Find that Charlie's Angels. Exhale, release. Sweep forward. And then go ahead and have a seat. Hips to heels, hands to heart, prayer hand. Pressing palm to palm, lifting into the elbows. Sit up nice and tall and find your breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sink and relax into the body. On your next breath, go ahead and find your hands to the floor. We're going to come all the way into plank now, so hands underneath the shoulders. Let's see if you can come long. Go ahead and hold here. You might rock forward and back. See if that feels good. Maybe not on a blanket like I am. That's probably not ideal. But that feels pretty good. You know what? I'm going to move the blanket. So take that extra minute to let yourself be comfortable. Sometimes we're like, I don't feel like dealing with it. Well, deal with it, because you got to meet your needs sometime. And that's why we're here today. All the reasons. So finding your wrists into the floor, really make sure you can press in throughout the whole fingertips, throughout the whole finger into the palms. We're not dumping just into the wrist here. Walk a little bit forward. You're probably sitting there a little bit longer than me, so we're about ready here. Bend into those knees. Let's see if we can draw. Somehow this came out again. Whew. Maybe I'll take the time to edit all that out. We'll see. Drawing the hips up toward the heels. Drawing the hips up toward the sky. So you're coming from a plank, bending into your knees and drawing your hips up toward the sky, so you can press back into your down dog. We're getting the arms nice and long. We're lengthening into the spine, lengthening the side body, through the arms, through the legs, strengthening into the ankles. Everything's working together and getting long and strong, okay? So keep breathing. See how long we can hang. Pressing into those palms so we can sink back toward those thighs. You might find a deeper bend in the knees if you need it. You might walk the legs back just a little more so you can get a nice wide down dog. We might begin to lift into the knees, lift into the toes, bend into the knees. See if you can bring the gaze forward and then press back. Let's do that just a couple more. Maybe the heels come down toward the earth, and then inhale, lift the toes. Bend into the knees, hover right over the mat, gaze comes forward, maybe a little tap to the earth. Inhale, back up. Press back toward your thighs, maybe even bend in your knees. Maybe the heels come down toward the floor. Inhale, up, lift. Bend into your knees, gaze comes forward. Let's do one last one. On this last one, walk your feet toward your hands. Press into the earth. We'll come up tall. Oh, we can't see me. Exhale, sweep the arms out wide. We're drawing the hips out, back. Sorry, drawing the hips back, heart forward toward the thighs. Maybe a nice bend in the knees. Go ahead and sweep your arms around. Or maybe that's a little much. You know, if that's a little much for you to start, different options might be a half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Or you can kind of find a deep bend and let your belly rest on your thighs. Let's do that one together. I'll bring the hands around the elbows, relax the head and the neck. Feel free to rock or sway. Shake your head yes and shake your head no. Drop a thought and let it go. Pressing into the earth, do a little wiggle as you kind of shake yourself up. Dancing skeleton, it's a nice tension release. And just do a little wiggle all the way up. Let me reposition my camera and I'll meet you right there at the top of the mat. So meeting you at the top of your mat. Press into the earth. We're going to grow tall through the crown of the head. I can even face you. So just finding your feet into the earth, pressing in so we can lift tall. Draw that pelvis forward. So as we press it out, go ahead and tuck it or draw it forward as it helps you just kind of lift up just a little taller. Inhale, draw those shoulders up and back and down. Let it be heavy, palm to palm. Let's bend into the knees. We'll sweep the arms out and up. Inhale up, draw those hips forward as we bring the hands above the head, triceps around the ears. We might find those Charlie's Angels Mudra. And then exhale, sweep forward. Draw the hips out, pour the heart toward the knees as we sweep down toward the earth. Forward fold. Rocking side to side, we're going to press into the earth. Draw those hips down toward the ground and sweep the arms forward, chair pose. Inhale up, hips draw forward. Exhale, have a seat. Gaze draws toward the earth. Pressing in, bending into the knees, hips draw down, find that seat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Maybe they draw back, maybe the heart lifts as you press into the earth. You lift up tall, shoulders draw back, open and lift the heart. Gaze follows. Exhale, we'll find a seat. Find your seat, maybe a little deeper this time. Gaze draws down, follow your breath. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, have a seat. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, have a seat. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On this next one, draw all the way up. This time, draw the arms back. We'll lift and open the arms for the palms to touch all the way up. Find that Charlie's Angels. Reach, reach, reach. Triceps around the ears. Exhale, bend into the elbows, bend into the knees. Sweep forward, heart toward the thighs. Drawing all the way down. Find your forward fold. As you're finding your forward fold, you're pressing into the earth, lifting those hips as we're extending through the knees so that we can draw the crown toward the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold, flat back, gaze down to the earth. Exhale, deep forward bend. Shake it out, shake it out. Pressing into the earth, we'll draw up tall, palm to palm. Exhale, hands to heart. Take just a pause, see how you feel in your Tadasana, mountain pose. Pressing into the earth, you grow nice and tall through the crown of the head. Pressing yourself forward. Let's go ahead and bring our focus down toward our feet. See if we can draw that left foot forward, coming into a Warrior Two. So let's see if we can get the footing right. Toes forward, bend into that front knee 90 degrees. Back foot parallel to the short side of the mat. Draw the arms out long. Inhale up, knee long, palms touch. I know you can't see it, but we'll make do, won't we? What choice do we got? Bending into the elbows, cactus arms. Inhale, sweep up. Maybe the gaze draws up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, sweep up, palms touch. You might even take a little bend or Charlie's Angels. It's not Charlie's, well, could be. Goddess Kali Mudra here for the yogi tradition. Exhale, cactus arms. Find your cactus arms and paws here. Really feel strong, hugging everything in, pressing into the earth. Everything's engaged. Let's see if we can tilt my little teapot. Let's bring that front elbow down toward that front hip as we come forward till we bring that elbow toward that front hip. You might even land that front elbow if you need to. Reach that top arm out long. Ooh, side angle. You might even draw yourself back a little bit. Look up. Nice and strong. Inhale, we'll press back up. We'll meet here in cactus center. Woo, feels nice, doesn't it? Okay, so let's tilt my little teapot. Draw that back elbow toward that back hip now. You might even find that back palm land if you need it. Reach the top arm out, reaching toward past the crown of the head. You might have a little reverse warrior here. You might even draw that elbow back open and lift the heart, gaze follows. Exhale, back center. Woo, let's lengthen into that front leg. Pivot the toes forward. We might heel toe in just a little. Let's take a little bend. Let's take a little bend. Yeah, let's do that. What does that mean? Actually, let's go out a little bit. I want to get into a little goddess. So bring the toes out, faced out just a little bit, and see if we can draw that tailbone down. Find your hands to your thighs. Take a little pause. Inhale, sweep up. Maybe the palms touch. I know you can't see me. Exhale, bend to cactus arms. Get a nice little workout in those thighs, through the whole legs, into the hips, into the pelvic floor, out through the arms, the chest. Inhale, draw up, palms touch. Exhale, cactus, bend. Drawing the tailbone down. Inhale, up, press palm to palm. Exhale, bend. Let's see if we can bring the hands down. We might sink a little deeper. We might even draw that right shoulder toward the left knee. Inhale, up center. You might even take a little lengthening moment here. And then exhale, deepen. Left shoulder, right knee. Inhale, up. Woo, nice workout in these thighs. Right shoulder, left knee. Inhale, up. Exhale. Woo. Get deep. Get low. Back to center. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, let's heel toe in. Hands to heart. Find your mountain pose here. Walk it out. Do a little wiggle. Maybe an arm sweep. Woo. Gotta get yourself comfortable. Grab a drink. We're gonna do the other side. Sorry, my pants are all messed up now. Okay. So let's do the other side. We're gonna go ahead and bring the right foot forward this time. Back foot is gonna be, again, parallel, so you still have that same warrior two stance, just the opposite side from last time. Take a deep bend in that knee. You wanna sink in enough to where you get a nice long stretch, but you don't wanna sink in enough to where your knee passes your ankle. So pause here, just see how it feels in your body. Whew. We're taking an inhale here as we draw in, lengthening to the front leg, bring the palms together. Exhale, cactus arms. Follow your breath, inhale up, but make it a nice long inhale, and then exhale down. Cactus arms. Inhale up, exhale. 2 more. Follow your breath. Maybe the gaze comes up. Exhale down. Go ahead, pause here. Cactus arms. Let's see if we can teapot tilt forward. Draw that front elbow toward that front hip as we come over into a side bend. Maybe you can rest that hand into your hip as you can draw the arm over. Maybe the elbow stays bent. You can reach it out long. You might even draw the gaze up and lift. Back. Whew. And then exhale, back center. We might sweep again, back elbow, back hip, reaching up and over, draw back, find the sky, find your smile. Big inhale here, exhale back, center, warrior two. Lengthen into that front leg, hands down either side. Pivot that front foot forward. And now we're going to take a wide fold. So heel toe in as much as you need it, then bring the toes forward. And then once you have the toes forward, you might need a little different perspective. Once you have the toes forward, you might bend into the knees. Even though they're in a wide stance, you bend into the knees so you can kind of find yourself in a half forward fold, see how that feels. And then you might even bring the hands down and see if you can lift the hips up, and then draw the crown toward the earth. Find your breath and just notice your heart rate, your increased breath. Maybe shake it out a little. On your next exhale, see if you can draw the hips down toward the earth. Knees are wide, elbows are pressing them out wide, palm to palm. Take a deep breath in your Malasana Goddess squat, drawing the crown up, tailbone down. Woo. On your next exhale, go ahead and find your hands behind you. Find your seat to the floor. Bring your legs long here for just a minute. Maybe bend into the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Let the shoulders be nice and soft here. Relax into your body. You might even find a stance where you can relax here for just a moment. I'm going to turn around to show you here. We're going to come into fists. See if you can bring the fists down toward the earth, drawing the shoulders open. Lift the chin up towards the sky. Exhale, back center. Let's bring it over to the left side. If that's too much, just bring here. Left ear, left shoulder. Back to center. Press down toward the earth. Open and lift the heart. Big inhale. Exhale, back center. Over toward the right. Right ear, right shoulder. If this is just too much, you might find this way, or you might just release the arms all together. Back to center. I want to go ahead and face you. Let's get a little bit to the shoulders. We're going to settle down into the legs and then close our little practice for the day. So if we got our energy moving, our circulation flowing, that life-affirming energy moving throughout the body, and then we're just going to kind of ground and stabilize, center, and come back to that peaceful, neutral place. So just take a pause here. And let's see if on that right side, on that right shoulder, you can draw that shoulder up and exhale down. And then draw it up and exhale down. And then once you draw it up and then exhale down, now see if you can reach toward the floor. The shoulder draws down and then back up. And the shoulder draws down and then back up. And then the shoulder draws down and then back up. And then it comes neutral. We'll sweep open the palm and back down. So kind of combining those two motions. Drawing it up and letting it go down. Drawing it up and letting it go down. Last one. Follow your breath. Exhale, release. Same thing other side. Maybe bring that right hand to relax on that right thigh. Left side here as we inhale up and then let it go down. Inhale up. Let it go down. Inhale, shoulder up. And exhale down. Now inhale, draw the shoulder down, and then back up. And then draw it down, and then back up. And then draw it down, and then back up. And now we're going to see if we can draw it up and then down and kind of sweep the palm out. Nice fluid, gentle motion here into the body. One or two more. Go ahead and relax. Make sure you're in a comfy seat. If you're not, find one. We're here for just a few more things. We're going to get into the details here, into the fingers. Go ahead and find your lotus. The thumbs and the pinkies touch, so we find our lotus. And then we're going to bring the hands together, bend into our fingers to find a cat eyes. Draw the hands down, come all the way down to the wrists. Take a little circle sweep. Back to the wrists, where we were. Back up to cat eyes. Back to prayer hands. Out into lotus. And draw your crown toward the sky. Let's do that once more. So we'll find our lotus. This is actually really soothing for arthritis and joints and bones of the hand. So while it seems like we're doing nothing, we're always doing something, even if it's not on the physical level. There's always another dimension of life and energy happening on a level that we might not consciously recognize or perceive. So just trust that, gosh, I have to sit here and do this. Just trust that it's meant to be here for you today. So, I'm finding our lotus, prayer hands, cat eyes, down the backs of the hands, sweep opposite way from last time. Find your breath, back of the hands, cactus eyes, prayer hands, lotus, draw your crown, and bring the palms down. And just take a pause here, relax into the shoulders, finding your breath. Let your sit bones sink into the earth and find yourself still tall, still strong, but relaxed. So finding your comfortable seat, relaxing into the shoulders, finding your breath now again as you inhale, grow tall. And as you exhale, sink deep. Maybe you can bring the arms out, palms face up. Inhale, sweep the palms up. Exhale, press the palms down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, press down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale. Last one, inhale up, palm to palm. Hands to heart. May each of you be at peace. May each of you be blessed. May each of you be safe. May each of you awaken to the light of your true nature. And may each of you know love. The divine in me honors the divine in each of you. Namaste.